Before we get started on today's video, there are two ways to support the Queendom Hearts channel. The first one is to subscribe, and the other is to donate to my Cash App. If this is your first time hearing about Cash App, and if you want to install it for yourself, then I will leave you two links. If you're using Android, then click the link that has the number 1 on it. If you're using an Apple device, then click the link that contains the number 2 on it. Last but certainly not least, my hashtag name will be $Betty Boop 702. I repeat, that's $Betty Boop 702. And now, back to our regularly scheduled program. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Queendom Hearts channel, and today I'm going to be reading some questions and answers from this site called Page13.com, and it has something to do with Kingdom Hearts Dark Road. Alongside the launch of Kingdom Hearts Dark Road's final update, Square Enix released a Q&A with Tetsuya Nomura regarding specific parts of the game's narrative and corrective, I can't pronounce this word, material to the series as a whole. And this was going to be translated by Ryuji. Hopefully I pronounced the name right. If not, I'm totally sorry. But I just want to remind you, according to what it says, note that the interview contains spoilers for pivotal Dark Road plot points, which means I'm going to spoil myself for technically reading these Q&As, but I've seen some videos of it, and I've seen video cutscenes of it, depending on whether you play the mobile game offline or just watching it on YouTube, then it's clearly up to you. So here's the first question. In past titles, we saw a different looking young Xehanort than the one in the Destiny Islands cutscene seen in Birth by Sleep. Is there any explanation for that? He answered, Dark Road shows the correct model. At the time of the production of Birth by Sleep, the appearance of a young man was prepared, but the appearance of a boy was not because of budgetary constraints when it came to 3D modeling. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. I thought I had this right out the bat, but I stumbled. So technically what he's saying is that the model of young Xehanort in the Destiny Islands cutscene is similar on 3D and 2D, but the difference is is not because of budget constraints when it came to 3D modeling. So I'm assuming the 2D model is very different than the 3D one because it doesn't require too much time, even though it takes a lot of time when it comes to story and other stuff that needs to be improved and all. I don't know what I'm saying, but I'm just coming up with certain ideas of what he's saying. But anyways, the second question. Are there going to be any further patches to Dark Road after this? Nomura respond, yes. We identify instance where the incorrect background is shown during combat. Furthermore, we've also identified where the player with Xehanort's cutscene will not display as they should during some unique circumstances. I apologize for these bugs, and we will be releasing a version 5.0.1 patch in the future to address those. So it looks like we're going to get a patching due to the bug situation. I wonder if he's going to resolve the situation of our save files being deleted. If not, then it's quite obvious that it's going to be only offline purposes. Hopefully I can continue to keep playing Dark Road offline and try to complete it through before it shuts down. Because I don't want it to shut down while I'm trying to play the game. So, third question. The why did Xehanort become bold reason was honestly unexpected. And I know why he become bold. And I can tell you it has nothing to do with darkness. But Nomura states, yes, it was not a matter of great importance. I just wanted to clarify that he had shaved because I noticed that I had been misunderstood as a common theory that he had just lost his hair. Otherwise, it is not a big problem that the Queen of Hearts did not remember Xehanort. That's just the way she is. So technically, what he's clarifying is that Xehanort has shaved his head. But you're probably wondering why. Well, you just have to watch, you just have to either play the mobile game or watch the cutscenes, which will be under the description down below. It is from a different YouTuber. Here's the fourth question. In Dark Road, several of the Emblem Heartless make an appearance, but we thought that they would only appear later in the series. And that's where Nomura responds, the reason for their appearance is these past worlds will be explained in Missing Link. So, it looks like we're about to understand why the Heartless is in Dark Road instead of in the first game of Kingdom Hearts. Reasons is because when we first saw them, we saw them not just in the first game, but also in Fragmentary Passage, where Aqua does not recognize these creatures until Mickey confirms that they're Heartless. But I think I think that once Missing Link comes out, I think we're going to figure out where it comes from. Hopefully, I'm not sure. But anyways, the fifth question. Who was the blue-robed figure seen in the epilogue of Dark Road? And quite shockingly, Nomura said, it's the player. Or, to be more specific, it's the vessel where the player's heart has started its second lifetime on. Therefore, whenever someone disappears, it's not that they're entirely gone. Rather, their heart has been retrieved by another person. That's very interesting. I don't know if it's the similarities of where Sora uses the power of awakening and then he disappears, but for some odd reason, his body is still in Quadratum. I don't know exactly. It's kind of confusing in my opinion. But it does make sense that the player is, like, becoming someone else than, like, you know. So, apparently, rather their heart has been retrieved by another person. And I wonder if that another person is Xehanort, because when you take the X off of his name, it spells another. Who knows? But regardless of that situation, it appears that we're just going to have to continue to look forward on the series of KH4 and Missing Link. Alright, I have to stop recording because it's almost reaching to the limit of 10 minutes because I haven't upgraded my Bandicam. Here's the sixth question. Is the Skull a column in Dark Road and the one in Missing Link one and the same? Nomura said, correct. The reason why there is such a difference in atmosphere is due to the fact that Scarlet Column is positioned as a multi-layered city with a new city being built on top of the old one, which explains why it looks the way it looks, I guess. Seventh question. Xehanort's full descent into darkness wasn't fully explained, was it? There might have been some missing spots, but I believe I managed to depict the beginning of his entrance into the path of darkness really well. Technically, he's stating that I guess the beginning of Dark World's story, I have absolutely no clue. Eighth question. Ooh, I really like this classmate, upperclassmate. Will he or she be in future stories? Regrettably, Nomura said, while I wish I could have further explored their character development, I was unable to do so, or the story would get insanely extensive. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Most of the characters will probably not appear in future stories, but if the opportunity arises, I would love to depict them in other forms of media. Okay. I'm wondering if other forms of media has something to do with advertising, posters, or any of that kind of stuff. Who knows? Question 9. Could you explain more about the destiny is so cruel line by Master Odin? Nomura responds, naturally. Master Odin also had a master to mentor him. Said master entrusted Odin with a mission, which actually ties in with the identity of the blue robe individual. Uh-huh. So the 10th question, because we only have about 4 questions to get through, and that'll be it. It's not long, but it seems long to me. So 10th question, Xehanort appears with a figure who we assume to be his mother. Is that Skuld? That is incorrect, Nomura stated. And it's quite obvious it's not Skuld. However, she is related to Skuld in some way. The next title, Missing Link, will have bloodlines as one of the story's main points. So it looks like Missing Link will have bloodlines, which means we're going to be seeing some families, I guess. But I always figured that even though the mother of Xehanort is not Skuld, but she may look like Skuld, but she's not Skuld. But she is related to Skuld. And that kind of puzzles me a little bit because I wonder if she's related to Skuld, could they be twin sisters? Could they be mother and daughter? Which leads to Xehanort being brother and sister? That's one question that I would love to answer, but of course we will never know. So here's the 11th question. Dark World reveals details about Xehanort's lineage. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. And bloodline with some mentions about the first master's bloodline. But what about Ericus? Are the two of them related by blood? My apologies. I cannot answer that. As it will be explained in Missing Link. So we're going to get more information about Ericus and whether or not if Xehanort and him are like besties or just family. I have a feeling they're best friends. Because there's just no way that they could be related unless proven otherwise. So, the 12th question. Speaking of Missing Link, could you share any further information about that? And Nomura said, we are currently in the preparation of the closed beta test. Unfortunately, I am still unable to give a more precise time as to when it will happen, but there are plans to rename the Kingdom Hearts Union Cross social media accounts into missing link accounts, so I urge you to follow them. Okay? Now here's the 13th and final question. Lastly, will Xehanort appear in future titles? Nomura states, just because the Darkseeker saga is now concluded does not necessarily mean Xehanort will never appear again in future titles, if the opportunity arises then. So, this technically confirms that in the future there is a possibility that Xehanort will return. And if he does return, I expected a new game that involves Xehanort to get some sort of redemption to realize his mistakes in the past. And most likely realize what the Master of Masters is planning. It may not be the possibility of what I can identify as a Xehanort game, but having a redemption story that involves who is formerly known as the main antagonist of the Darkseeker saga, and now he has to redeem himself from what he did in the past and try to figure out what went wrong or what did he misinterpreted since being defeated by Sora. Either way, I have to say that it's starting to get very interesting the more we get into it even further, despite the flaws of complicated stories that are like sometimes confusing, but there are some answers that have been explained while others it's just remain unknown until the time comes. But regardless of that factor, in additionally, the Q&A images reveal new Tetsuya Nomura artwork of young Xehanort, and this is him holding an umbrella, which I have to say, this is quite good looking, and by that I meant the artwork. But regardless of that, this is a very nice artwork indeed, and all I have to say is that I cannot wait for Missing Link and KH4. But I am kind of nervous what lies ahead for Sora, since we heard so many stuff that may lead to what's going to happen in KH4 and what needs to be told in Missing Link and stuff. But I'm running out of time to explain or ramble any more about this, so I'm just going to wrap this up, and the link will be under the description down below, which is the Q&A questions if you want to read it for yourself. But that is it for today's video. Leave a like and subscribe. Turn on these notifications so you won't miss a single upload. And I'll see you on the next video, which is probably a reading video or some more of Dark Road, which will be coming today at this very moment. But I can't say what time. But I will say that it will be public instantly. It will be premiered instantly. So until then, stay safe, stay healthy. Also be kind to others, and have a wonderful day.